live. Welcome to the Be Humankind podcast here at Frontline Forward in Kitchener. My name is Brian Stevenson. I am the host of the podcast. 30-year veteran of EMS work as a paramedic in this province. 18 years as a critical care flight paramedic on the helicopter out of London. The purpose of our show here is just to tell some stories. Be humankind. Talk about kindness, talk about the challenges that we're all facing this day, and we try to bring in some very interesting and informative guests each week. And this week we're very, very fortunate to have Mr. Tyson Greenan from Compass 9 Media. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, Brian.
Absolutely. Tyson, let's let everybody know a little bit about who you are and what Compass 9 is all about.
Yeah, for sure. First of all, thank you so much for having me on the podcast.
Yes.
So my name is Tyson Greenan, and I run a company called Compass 9 Media. And the main point of Compass 9 Media is that we believe that in thinking differently about content, and we really want to make sure that when it comes to producing content, we lift the weight off a lot of companies' shoulders by making content really easy and seamless. And where I kind of fit in all of this is like, I kind of believed from a very young age in psychology, sociology, and I just kind of figured out how can I make that into marketing. And I found content being so interesting and like how the psychology behind content came to be. And so I naturally fell in love with making content. And then I just found myself being creative each day. So it just kind of made sense in a way. Mm-hmm. And that's kind of how I fell in love with making podcasts and making creative campaigns.
Yes, and we've got this fancy new equipment now.
These mics are hefty ones.
This stuff
They're a hefty ticket.
This is awesome. No, it's here at Frontline Forward, we've been very fortunate to have been teamed up with Compass 9 Media here for a while. You guys did our big promo video, and you host and direct and run our podcast here. So thank you very much.
And we've been very fortunate to partner with you. Like this has been an amazing experience so far, especially with COVID health.
Oh boy,
it's been really cool being able to talk to so many inspirational people in the community.
So let's talk about that for a second. So how old are you, Tyson?
I am 21 years old, about to turn 22 in 7 days. Yeah.
6 days, 7 days?
6 days or 7, April 30th.
All right, good enough. So we're in the midst of a global pandemic, a global world, whatever you want to call it. We're in the middle of a global health crisis. I know what it's like for me as a business owner and being at the age I am, and here you are at 21 years of age. How has COVID affected you and your family, and how are you coping with it?
Within our family, it's been very interesting. We all stay connected very well over the internet, especially me and my brothers. We played a lot of video games as kids, and then we also play video games here and there. So we connect that way very well. The people in our house, we see each other every day. We never really get down on anything because most of our life was spent inside already, which was fascinating. So it's kind of sad to see that as soon as this pandemic rolled around, my life didn't change that much other than with Compass 9, we couldn't go do video shoots anymore because we could be fined. And we can't really do any paid work right now just because we're not an essential service. Right. So it hurt us that way. Yeah. But what I found very interesting about this whole pandemic is how businesses like you are finding new ways to be creative and make an impact somehow during this event. And I find that so inspirational that companies are going out of their way to not settle down, but find new ways to innovate.
Find new ways. And I think that's where we're at. I think the life as we knew it and now know it is changing. Changing. Everybody's adapting. Everybody's changing. And you know, I think we're going to have to adapt. But I really liked your comment, and I appreciate you saying it, that for yourself and possibly for your age group, things haven't really changed all that much because you're used to being inside for extended periods of time.
It's so funny. I think we're all kind of a little bit introverted.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting. My age group and my girls, they're used to being out. They're used to being active. They're used to being out there all the time. And I know this has had a major impact on them. My one daughter, Sam, is a paramedic, so she faces this each and every day. But my other daughter, Melissa, is at home with her kids, our grandkids right now, 24/7, and it's a challenge.
I bet it is a challenge because I do think you need some time for yourself.
Yeah.
And so when the kids go to school, I think that's a little bit of time for yourself to like be able to be yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
That's interesting, though.
It is interesting.
Why do you think? Why do you think this is? Why do you think this older generation has to be so extroverted? Do you think that is a fake extrovert, or do you think that's just like how they grew up because that's just like natural for them?
I can only speak for myself. I grew up in a very connected family, very involved family, and we used to we did a lot of things together, like big family dinners, big large gatherings all the time, and so we needed that connection because when I was growing up, we didn't have cell phones, we didn't have the computers, all that, so you made yourself busy. You got out, you connected, but the other thing was, and you learned how to be creative as a child. Like I can still remember my grandparents and my aunts and uncles just saying, you need to get the hell outside. Like, stop being in the house and get the hell out of my hair and get outside and do something. So you got creative in what you did. So I don't know.
Can I tell you a funny story about my childhood a little bit? It's a short story.
Okay, let's go.
So essentially, me and my brother used to fight all the time after coming home from school.
That's what brothers do.
And it's a natural. We were 4 years apart, so we just had this rivalry.
Yeah.
So anyways, my mom, it was so funny. Like, she would, how usually moms would say, go to your room.
Yeah.
It became such a natural thing to go to our room and just play video games, and we loved our room, that it was almost like it wasn't a punishment when we went to our room anymore.
No.
And so one day she was like, you know what? No, don't go to your room. Go outside. Both of you go outside and enjoy outside. And it was kind of like it was a weird moment to me.
Now you're standing outside and you're going, well, now what do I do?
I'm bored. I'm bored.
Yeah. No, that is a good story. And that's just, that's the difference. That's the challenges that we're facing right now. For my generation and just a little bit younger, we're cooped up and we're going a little stir crazy, a little cuckoo. Mm-hmm. For your age demographic, you're like, no, man, this is good. I'm good with this. It's a blessing
in disguise for us, I guess.
There you go. Let's talk about, as we do here on the Be Humankind podcast, let's talk about what's going on right now. And, COVID is in our lives each and every day. We wake up and boom, it's right there on the TV. It's right there on the computers, the whole bit. So we're facing that. We're facing the world pandemic. And then we've got this tragedy down in Nova Scotia, where we've got 22 people that have lost their lives, including an RCMP officer, Heidi Stevenson. What I wanted to talk about, and it's interesting that you're on the podcast here this morning, because they talk about this tragedy hit and the RCMP. So right now, we've got those, unfortunately, those people that have lost their lives due to this tragedy. And then we've got the blame game starting, as we do with everything. Like they brought out Amber Alerts, and we see it all the time, where all of a sudden it's like with the Amber Alerts, and we got some jackass that's in his house here in Kitchener is phoning into the OPP, or and they're saying, like, why am I getting an Amber Alert for a child that's been abducted in Newmarket?
Why are you waking me up?
Why are you waking me up? This is just, and so you got that going on. And then all of a sudden, in the mix of all this, this is what just blows me out of the water, is we've got this, and then all of a sudden we got the blame game starting with this whole situation down in Nova Scotia,
Mm-hmm.
where and I can understand it to some point of view. The families of those that have fallen innocently, they want
Someone to blame, right?
well, and they're looking to blame. So they want some answers, and they want to know why they weren't notified. But where I'm flipping this around is, would you have even done anything with it if you had a got it?
Well, I think it's very interesting if I got pulled over and I saw that I got this notice,
Right.
I'd be very skeptical of whoever pulled me over,
There you go.
and I'd be very concerned. Like, I'd be ready to turn the gas as soon as possible if things started to be aggressive.
Right.
So
Right, because your age group, like it came out with the group, the kids down on the beach in Florida, that said that they don't really believe the media because the media just spins it whatever way they want to. So they weren't coming off the beaches in Florida. They were waiting, and I can't believe this, but they were waiting for Kim Kardashian to tell them that they shouldn't be on the beach in Florida, and it's like, what? But I mean, we're getting a little off topic here, but I mean, where my point is here is. The RCMP decided to send this out on Twitter. So Twitter is you. Twitter is not me. Mm-hmm. So what are your thoughts? And this is just your opinion, right?
Yeah, from my perspective, the best I've seen companies use Twitter to its degree to get out a message, it can be awesome. But more for national Twitters that have to spread a good message right away. Not a lot of people follow them, and don't really check on them constantly, because majority of the time when they do send out a tweet, it's not really anyone cares about.
Right.
But when an important tweet like this comes out, not many people see it, and it's not a smart move to put this on Twitter and expect everyone to see it. And I think one of those Amber Alerts would have been awesome.
Yeah. And I mean, somebody made the decision, whoever it was within the organization of the RCMP, to send it out on Twitter. And then they said that this morning the news was reporting that they were just about to put it out in a national broadcast alert as they were taking the gunman down at that time. But I mean, this is just it blows me out of the water, because Twitter, like, I'm going to be very honest, I don't even know how to get on Twitter. I don't even know what it's all about. My daughter Melissa looks after the whole social media side of our business here. So for my age demographics, maybe a little bit younger than I am, no, I'm not going to hear it on Twitter. I'm not going to. So it's interesting, the decision that was made.
It was very interesting. I do think with the Amber Alerts, though, I think you have to wait 12 hours or something before you can announce it. So I don't know what the time frame was when this
I
guy
think it
went
was
out.
right around that time frame, to be honest with you.
So
I think it was just like right at that timeline. So I don't even know whether the Amber Alert would have done anything at that time. So, all in all, just a major tragedy.
it's really sad.
It's sad as to what went down there, and it's a little concerning for me that now it's coming down to blaming, and I don't know if we have time for that, but I understand that the families of those innocent, they want some answers now. So be it. Let's talk about Holy Hannah, Saskatchewan. The province of Saskatchewan has low numbers, and they're thinking about being open for business. I don't know.
I don't even know what to say about that.
I don't know. It's
I know Sweden was doing that.
Is that right?
I'm not too sure how they're doing. I know that they decided that they're just going to build up antibodies towards it.
Right.
So maybe Saskatchewan's thinking the same thing, but
I don't know, man.
But like you said, like we're talking about before the podcast, that this could cause a second wave of coronavirus or COVID-19.
Right, and this is what they're talking at this point exactly, that these second waves are gonna come, because all of a sudden we're gonna flatten that curve, we're gonna slow things down, whatever terminology you want to put to it. All of a sudden we're gonna slow things down, we're gonna flatten that curve, and then everybody's gonna go, okay, we're good to go. And I had this conversation with another group here about we need to stimulate our economy here soon, so that out the other side of this thing. We're not into a depression rapidly heading towards a recession. So I get that. I understand all that. But at the same time, boy, that's a huge thing to balance as to whether to open the doors and say go, or it's like opening the barn doors and the horses run out, and then you're like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. How do I get them back? How do I get them back now in the barn?
There's no stopping it now.
Yeah, there's no stopping it now. So
there has to be some type of responsibility as Saskatchewan. Like there has to be some type of procedure to go through to make sure there's a checklist and be like, okay, like make sure these things don't happen. If you want to open up your business, there's only an amount of certain people in the store, maybe that kind of thing.
You'd like to think so anyways, right?
But who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
They don't really like Trudeau over there anyways.
No, why is that right?
I'm pretty sure they're very, very conservative. Like every single province over there is almost very conservative.
Yeah.
So I think they're just like, whatever, Trudeau, like we're doing our own thing over here.
They're doing their own thing. That's too funny. What this is the big one here right now. I just happened to catch this on the news this morning. I try not to put too much time or effort into my day in watching the news because it just seems to be the same thing all the time. But the big one is I understand that the military is being deployed into Quebec and Ontario to help out with our nursing homes, because this is where I think this is where the bulk of the numbers are coming from right now.
Wow.
Is that our nursing homes are in such tragedy right now because of limited staff and just being exposed to those people that are a little immunosuppressed, that are very susceptible to any kind of virus or injury, and this is where we're seeing the pandemic numbers that are coming out.
It's where it's hitting the hardest.
It's where it's hitting the hardest. So this is where we've got our military is now being deployed as we speak.
What are they going to do there?
They're going to be able to help out with medical care and support, and to just stop the spread from the aspect of staff coming and going.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to look after things that way. That's what I understand, that they're going to be able to. And our Canadian military, the medical staff are very well versed and trained in medical care, so they're going to be able to help out with the staff and let them do the day-to-day operations and allow our military maybe to take care of the people. So.
That's inspiring. I love that.
It is. It's very inspiring. Let's talk about music.
Music, yes.
What do you think about music?
I think music is very beautiful. I listened to this Vokes Netflix series Explained. They talked about music. Yeah. Music's very bonding.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. I just want to get off topic there for a second. Netflix. Have you been watching a lot of Netflix?
Recently? No.
Yeah. No?
I'm
kind of getting bored with Netflix. It's weird, but
I give them props for making shows, like making a bunch of shows or reinvesting. Right. But some of them are just too whack. Like the new one, the hot. Have you seen the new one that's top in Canada? It's Hot and Sexy or something.
No, I was gonna watch it the other night, and my wife Angie said, "No, I'm not watching that."
It's terrible.
Is it terrible?
In my opinion.
She's sitting at home right now, going, "No, man." So here's another one that I don't know whether you watched it, but I decided to watch it the other night, and I regret it because it's that hour in my life that was very well just trashed, and that was watching The Tiger King. Oh my gosh. That was just a waste of my time.
So what did you think of it? Like, is it just totally just bonkers? Like, it's just too crazy?
Too crazy. Too crazy. Dealing with people that I don't think have a real good grasp on reality or the way things should go. But yeah, just a total waste of my time.
And I don't agree with this philosophy. Like his whole philosophy was he just wants to be famous. That's his whole goal.
That's the whole goal.
And I'm just like, wow. Like, is he setting himself up for disappointment almost?
Well,
that's and what happens if you do become famous? Like, once he gets it, I feel like he's gonna see all the bad parts of being famous.
Right.
which people don't want.
Which people don't want. So is there anything on Netflix that you have watched that you want to tell people, hey, you should check this out? No?
Some shows, not really.
Yeah.
I've been taking this time during the pandemic to really learn and really grow, and I want to take this time for myself. So I've been doing a lot of reading.
Good for you.
Yeah,
good for you.
Tons of books clubs.
And I think that's awesome. I've been listening to a lot of different podcasts. I love listening to Joe Rogan, so I listen to him all the time. I think the man is brilliant in the way he conducts the show. So I've been doing that as well. Trying not to watch as much Netflix, and that's why I made the comment that I did, that when I do decide I'm going to watch it, you sit there and you got hundreds and hundreds of things to choose from, and then I choose one after scrolling through like for 10 minutes, and then I scroll through it and I go, what did I do this for?
Yeah, you're like, what's the point?
What's the point? And
Netflix understood this. Like, Netflix understood that people were doing this, like just going onto the Netflix website or the app and not being able to find things because they're overwhelmed by options. So they created this top 10 list like in Canada.
Yes.
To make it seem more appealing to like, oh, this is what other people are watching? Okay, I'll watch this too. So
yeah.
It was super smart of them.
Yeah. But, getting back to my comment earlier about music, I agree. I think music is the universal language. It can mean anything to anybody at any one given time, irregardless of what the artist put out there for the intention of the song. It can mean something totally different to you. So I think it's the universal language we all listen to. Did you watch the Lady Gaga show, The One World? Last Saturday, it had some of the world's biggest artists on there at home doing their thing. It was good, but again,
was it Lady Gaga? Like, who else was there? Post Malone, that kind of idea?
Oh boy, the Stones were on there. There was just a number of different artists, and there was bits and pieces of the show that were just tremendous. Elton John was on. A few others. It was really cool to watch. And then there was some stuff that was just oh my gosh,
it was just too much.
It just got to be too much, too long. That's leading into this coming Sunday we got the Stronger Together, which is from what I'm gathering, it's mainly Canadian artists and Canadian sports figures that are going to get on there and talk. So I hope it's a little better.
They're probably just going to talk about like what's going on with them, or like, do you know what they're talking about?
No, to be honest with you, I don't. I think it's just a whole bunch of little snippets of them just making a comment, and I hope the message is a little bit better, a little clearer. So, we've got a good friend of ours that we've reached out to, a guy by the name of Jay Smith, that wrote hockey stick or Stick by the Door for the Humble Bronco tragedy that happened. He wrote that song, big hit. A lot of people had the hockey sticks out at the front of their door just to pay tribute and homage to the families with the Humble Bronco. He stepped up again with the whole Be Humankind campaign. He's got a song that's going to be released. I believe it's released on YouTube right now on iTunes. It's out there. I've Got You.
I Got You.
Yeah, and you got to listen to a little bit of it.
We can take a listen right now if you want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know Brandon's gonna hook us up.
Yeah.
And this is it right here.
This is it.
Town shutting down. They canceled the shows. Told us to stay in and lock all the doors. Won't be easy, but I've got you and you got me. The snow's almost gone outside of the door.
Yeah.
What a beautiful voice.
Yeah, no kidding, eh? Beautiful voice, and that's going to be released here real soon. People are going to be able to listen to the whole version of that song. Beautiful song by Jay, and
Ooh, coffee delivery, eh?
Look at that, coffee delivery just happens right out of the blue.
But the guitar in it, I just fall in love with it. It's just such a relaxed feel song, and it's something we need right now with all this stress.
I agree. So let's get to the good medicine portion of the show. We're getting down near the end of the show already, but the good medicine part, I just like to let people know the good things that are happening. Frontline Forward with being the distribution center and logistics center for the COVID health movement with PPE. Personal protective equipment, and the hand sanitizer that's being made by our local distilleries that we're getting out. Some incredible stuff. We're getting that out to the paramedics, police officers, firefighters. We're starting in bulk getting that out to the nursing homes. And we're working with great people like the bottle you got right there from Murphy's Law. Ben Murphy up in Elmira. I know you guys have had a chance to meet him. Obviously, he's been on the show.
He's been on the show.
What an interesting dude.
He's very smart. He reminds me a lot of Elon Musk a little bit, where he really just is very smart in his craft.
Yeah.
Which I love. And I love people who are very smart and creative in their craft. And it just inspires me.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like?
Yeah.
Home Depot?
Yeah, Home Depot reached out with all those. We've also been dealing with Mark Townsend with Silver Fox up in Arthur. Another brilliant guy. Real smart guy that has been doing some wonderful stuff. Dr. Steve Innocente with Innocente Breweries Distillery, up in Waterloo. Another big, brilliant guy that's been working with us, and we just want to give them a shout out for what they're doing. But it's inspiring here each and every day. And while we're in this this challenge, I say it's a dark place, but I don't know if it is such a dark place.
There's a silver lining to all of this.
I think there's a lot of light here, and it's just whether you choose to see it or not.
I'm definitely taking the chance to see it.
Yeah, because there's some brilliant things that are happening around here, like the work that we're doing with Waterloo Brewing and Allura Brewing that are providing the product to get up to the distilleries, and then the brilliant minds putting that together. That's allowing us to get this out to the first responders and healthcare workers. That's some just incredibly inspiring stuff. Sleep Country, I don't know whether you heard about this, but Sleep Country made a $1.5 million announcement, donation that they're putting out that they want to help with what's going on right now. So they're reaching out to a number of different companies, and I know that they've been reached out to, by a number of different agencies that are looking for some assistance in that way. So, I mean, Canadian Tire and Home Depots and everything that are reaching out is pretty cool stuff. I wanted to give a shout out to my buddy Nick Guthrow that's over with Ziekelman's right here in town that are building these just amazing little pods, these little
these pods
like tiny homes sort of thing.
Okay.
That they're able to put together just like in a Lego block thing and create these living spaces for people.
How big are they?
Like the size of a sea container.
No way.
Yeah, from what I understand now, I shouldn't be speaking really cool. Out of turn, but yeah, they're doing some wonderful stuff. So maybe they'll connect up with Sleep Country and be able to do something there. The ladies of the community, the church groups, and the Mennonite community that come in here on an absolute daily basis, that drop off the caps that they're making, the gowns, the homemade masks, it's incredible. And we get knocks on the door from companies all the time, like dentist's office and other agencies that are not using the PPE that they use each and every day. So they're bringing it in, they're just dropping it off, and they're saying, please get that out to who we need to get it out to. So
that's amazing.
Yeah, pretty.
I think a lot of businesses are out here doing their part of social responsibility.
I think so,
and
too.
The businesses that aren't doing anything, it's questionable.
Yeah. Just before we wrap it up here, I want to make sure that, people check out the covidhealth.ca website, the T-shirts, so the Be Humankind T-shirts, the hockey stick away. Oh, and we changed up the setup here, so we're a good hockey stick away from each other here. But we got the Be Humankind. We got the hockey stick away shirts that are coming in. Now this is mainly for our distillery people, but we are going to get out as our sanitation not sanitation, the sanitizer superhero shirts that we're getting out with that. And we've also got another T-shirt that's going to be a big hit with a lot of people. Can't give too much with it here just yet. It's about to go live tomorrow, I believe. So so there we go. We've come down near the end of the show. Just like that.
Wow.
Tyson, thank you for being here.
It was a pleasure. It was awesome talking to you.
It was good talking to you as well. Thank you for putting out your thoughts and giving a perspective from your age group. It's important to get these different perspectives at this challenging time. Thank you, Canada, for the opportunity to share our stories with you. That's what the Be Humankind podcast is all about. It's just telling stories. It's how we faced adversity together, how we respond with random acts of kindness. Remember, it's okay in this challenging time to be angry, to be anxious, to be angry, to be afraid of what's going on right now, because we're all in this absolutely together. We will come out the other side. Please take a look, listen for Jay's song that's going to be out there. It's an amazing tune. Mm-hmm. Please continue to be positive, be safe, be kind to one another, be humankind, and we're going to leave you with this.